Okay, so just for fun, I'm going to go ahead and do a quick match-by-match analysis, rapid fire, of my matches in group stage, just to kind of point out some of the stuff that I was talking about in my last video. So, Sorel, there's not a whole lot to see here. He has kind of fully meta, mostly Paragon teams, so there wasn't much for me to actually compete against there, though. Like I said last time, it was very amusing that my Tassi managed to sneak in and kill his Cryonia and wipe his team, his weakest team, with my weakest team. And what do we have here? Knight Skada had a very brave Cecia, considering Cecia has not been good for a very long time. And overall, not scared of that. Not scared of this. If you can't deal enough damage to give your Igor tombstones, then your Igor is not a good staller. A very brave Florbell Viperian here as well. We're not able to accomplish anything, unsurprisingly. And this is the first example of my Shakir team defeating a unpaneled Freerun team, though this Freerun was completely unpaneled, so there's not a whole lot to fear there. And his team 5 was also a very interesting sort of theme sort of team, I guess, but overall this was probably one of my weakest opponents in the group. And then we had Killua. Now, my Shamir team isn't really terribly afraid of any Percival teams that I'm aware of. Same with this, wasn't really scared of this with my Burst team. In this one, he's just not paneled enough to be able to get his stuff out before I get my stuff out in the very similar teams. And with this one, my Shakir team actually has struggled historically with these kind of weird Bonnie Igor teams. I don't know about struggled, but I saw it lose once just because the Shakir's running around not knowing who to target, and Bonnie gets to get a lot of damage off. But in this one, in spite of the Bonnie getting to run around and have as much fun as she wanted, Shakir managed to slowly and steadily clutch it out. So, yeah, this team does all right against that sort of strategy. And I'm not really going to analyze most of these game 5s because my team 5 was like kind of a joke. I was just doing what I could with what I had available. Alright, now Pawfoots was actually a fairly scary opponent here. I was not confident that I was going to defeat Pawfoots. However, this kind of highlights what I mentioned previously, which is that my Shamir team isn't really scared of Gwyneth unless she has both the Alicith and the Gunner. If you only have one or the other, I'm not terribly scared of you. And that's just kind of the situation that we have going on here. So yeah, I was kind of able to safely stabilize and get my sustained damage, or Siren was not able to do much damage under the Hugin armor and everything, so yeah, came out on top on that one. And here, I was not fully confident in this one at all, because he has the Pandora Shamira with Dunlinger. I thought I was going to lose this one for sure, but that little thing where Shamir comes out of the Pandora box and still has to run after Mahira might have helped a little bit, but actually it was just my damage. Like, I actually just did plenty of damage without having to ult, and was able to take out most of his backline and kill the Shamir before she could even move. So I was kind of surprised that I managed to take this one out. And that brings me here. I was not surprised at all by this victory. Percival did not get the chance to become Prometheus, and it was not scary. And here we have the fully paneled Freerun. Fully paneled Freerun is going to just not have any issue with the Shakir team ever. And I'm not going to analyze Game 5. It doesn't matter. So, try and make this quick. Alright, Tormir here. Percival versus Shamira. Not scary. Oh, yep. Alicith Gwyneth. His Alicith Gwyneth actually managed to get a shot off. Not everybody's Alicith Gwyneth manages to get a shot off against this team. So, yeah. This team will, if you have Gunner Gwyneth, you win, but this team is not scared it's not scared of Alicent Gwyneth in the slightest. What do we have here? We have a very unpaneled Frieren not being able to accomplish anything because my Frieren goes first, and so that's why I actually like on my Frieren team, because that little bit of energy in the Ditto is gonna help me out, especially since I'm not fully paneled. And what next? Here we have another Igor, Bonnie, Citrana stall team. Not able to outstall my Shku team. My Shku team is a better stall team than that. And I actually managed to win this one. Yep, actually managed to win that one. Who cares? Alright, so moving on. Here we have an example of what I said earlier, where my Shmir team will happily tank a panel 2 Frieren, but will not happily tank a panel 4 Frieren. Here we have another Alicent Gwyneth. Don't care about Alicent Gwyneth unless you have the gunner. Just don't care. Here we have him attempting to move and failing. And here we have this one I also wasn't confident in. I kind of thought that there was a reasonable chance that the Shamira would just kind of be too difficult to kill and would kind of chunk everybody away, but the stall is with us, and I was able to get a win there as well. And yep, don't care about game 5. No, wait, that was Kot that I just looked at, right? Yeah, okay. Alright, and then Zach. I am never confident when I see a contest against a team where I have a single DPS, so I honestly thought that I might lose this one, even though he has like a really unorthodox and unpaneled team. However, my Shamira did manage to kill the contest before she got banned, or just deal enough damage with her initial burst that everybody died, even though she was banned. And here we have just a lone Gwyneth with no Alicent or Gunner. Not terribly frightening. Here we have another example of an Igor who couldn't find a tombstone. And here we have oh, whoops, actually I went to I was confused. I thought I hit 4. But here we have another example of the fact that the Shakir team can take lower paneled Freerens if there's, a really big Paragon gap. So Paragon gap holding things down for me on that one. And yeah, game 5 not important to me. All right, Loki. Wasn't necessarily anticipating that I was going to be able to defeat Loki, because once again I thought that the contest was going to ban my Shamira here, and then I was just going to get out chipped. But she managed to kill the contest because she is unpaneled, and his Siren, in spite of being fully slumber essenced, didn't deal enough damage to my massive heals from my Ludovic here. So came out on top with that one. Paragon advantage is a thing. This is another one where, because I didn't know the whole Mahira still affect units after they come out of the Pandora box thing, I wasn't entirely positive that I was going to be confident in this, because I thought the Shamir would come out and, perhaps wipe my entire team. But she did not. She did not get the chance to accomplish anything. And here we got a squishy little Percival, unable to become Prometheus. And here we have another a slightly more successful Frieren, still unable to break through the massive Paragon advantage. So yeah, if you have those old units that are Paragoned, some of them still have some, they can compete against the lesser Paragoned new units. So that's the way the cookie crumbles. And match 5, not expecting much from my match 5, just not doing it. Alright. Maizen. Now, personally, I'm never confident when I see a Diurnal because I've seen him pull things off in the past, but he just takes too long to ult, so there wasn't really anything scary here because he wasn't able to get that accomplished. And here we have a Cryonia coming out of the Pandora box and unable to accomplish anything. And here I was not confident in this one. This one I thought that the Gwyneth behind the Gunner and the inability to ult, I thought that the inability to ult was going to give him plenty of time to get a lot of damage with Gwyneth and get his Shamira ulting. However, Frieren did enough damage. She did enough damage regardless of being able to ult and got me the win there. So, and this is the first example of what I was talking about. I end up going up against like 3 or 4 of these Lilymay and Tasi teams, and with my Shakir team specifically, and my Shakir comes out on top in spite of like in this one, Shakir actually gets kicked by Lilymay twice and just gets CC'd. He's just suffering from that Olmus ability over and over and over. All the way, it's like there's 45 seconds left when Shakir finally ults in this one and clutches it out. But I just have so much sustain. Like I said, I was very surprised and pleased to see how effectively I can deal with Tasis with this team, even the absolutely fully upgraded Tasi. So there's that. And even managed to pull off the win here against his ambitious Harak. Yeah, not much to see there. Here's another one of my losses. This guy has a few more meta units, a little bit closer to usable. He's not quite the whale of all whales, though. He's a reasonable person for the most part. Nonetheless, if you have the trio is going to do a lot better against my Shamir team than just one or the other, as you can see here. And this team too squishy for my Siren team. And this one, I mean, your contest is going to hard counter my Freerin every single time. So even without the he didn't even have a DPS here, but he didn't need a DPS because he just banned my Freerin and Solis get DPS. So that's his plan with that one, I guess. Is just get everybody banned, and then Solis steadily eats everybody. And here we have a big Freerin against the Shakir team. Big Freerin is always going to demolish the Shakir team. And this Percival successfully transformed into Prometheus. For what it's worth, it was a little bit unnecessary though. Now we have my match against Dio, and this is an example of what I was saying. Fully paneled Freerin is going to take this team out. Not fully paneled Freerin actually just doesn't quite deal enough damage. So, got whooped by that. And here we have a very ambitious young Alicith on this team, unable to move or think. And we have a similarly ambitious young Eevee over here, accomplishing more than the rest of the team accomplished, but not enough to mean anything. And here we have the second example of what I just said, or what we just examined with my Shakir team, where even though my Shakir did get CC'd for a very long time here, I was still able to keep him up and come out on top with my stall strategy. And that nothing was happening with that. Now we have Truth, and here we have another panel 2 Freerin, not able to finish my Shamir. Yep, that's what you get for not spending $1,000 to get her to panel 4. That's what you get. You get a loss. And here we have Alicith Gwyneth without the Gunner. I am not scared of Alicith Gwyneth without the Gunner on this team. And here we have another Igor who is unable to actually get any tombstones out. So it's interesting how similar so many of these lineups are to me. And here we have another Tassi, not able to take out my Shakir. You can see my Shakir does even less damage this time. I'm pretty sure this Tassi survived the entire round, and I just won based on having more units. But yeah, Shakir got very CC'd this whole time, and I just had so much sustain that the fact that he does not have heals meant that I slowly got the win from the surging spells. And once again, a Shamira bullying my Tassi. We're going to have a talk about that at the next PA meeting. Now, Ebony, this was a really close matchup for the most part. So this guy does have the Gunner, but he does not have the Alicith. So my Shamira team wins against that. And this one, I was not expecting to win. This one actually has a really interesting moment where I'm getting ulted by the Frieren, but my Siren, he dies and he gets resurrected by the Niru, and the Frieren ult is still going on. And it seems as though if you get resurrected by the Niru, you no longer continue to take damage from the Frieren ult for some reason. There's something in the code there that makes it so that it like separates you from the blast wave. So my Siren manages to survive due to the Niru ult, even though the Frieren ult is still like on him. And then we managed to kill the Frieren because he actually put his Alna on his Celise instead of on his Frieren for some reason. So yeah, I mean, this guy kind of made some mistake there, I guess, but I managed to actually win that one, which I was quite surprised by. And here we have the first example of my Team 3 losing to Azoria, which has inspired me to put Swift Heal on my Team 3. And here we have another example of the Tassi Lily May team not defeating my Shakir. And another Shamira bullying a Tassi. What has the world come to? Alright, here's my third loss, which was also pretty close. Yeah, my Shamira team, not terribly scared of unpaneled Gwyneths with no gunners. This team is not scared of Pandoras. And what do we have here? This is the second example of my Team 3 losing to Azoria. So like I said, put Swift Heal on my Team 3. That's the answer there. And here we have a slightly more upgraded Frieren, easily taking out my Shakir team. Most Frierens are going to take out the Shakir team. Like the only chance my Shakir team has against Frierens is if the panel advantage is so large that Coco actually ults before Frieren ults, which did happen in 1 or 2 matches. So, but in general, not expecting that team to do anything against Frieren teams. And here we have the most rude possible team in the game against me, so we're just not even going to talk about that. And my last opponent then was Josie Lift here, and they did not bother to put a Team 4 or Team 5. They did everything they could with their teams 1, 2, and 3 and hoped for the best, but ultimately, if you don't have heals to kind of, if you don't have like real stall on your Citrana Sparks, then I'm not really scared of Citrana Sparks. And I wasn't fully confident that my team was actually going to take out this Frieren, but Paragon Advantage was more than enough to get the job done. And he did everything he could with his Shamira here, but his Shamira was sadly unable to move. And that is how I made it to the second Swiss stage of the universe. Second Swiss stage that has ever happened in the FK journey. Alright, well, thanks for watching. Have another awkward goodbye away.